The following documentary contains discussions of death, cremation, and funeral rites, which some viewer may find sensitive. Viewer discretion is advised. Our aim is to present these traditions with the utmost respect, offering insight into cultural and spiritual beliefs surrounding the journey beyond life.
Somebody was asking me, Sadhguru, how do snakes die? Where do they die? Because we don't see ever a dead snake unless it's killed by somebody. But they're quiet lives, they don't show themselves too often unless you step into their terrain somewhere, and they don't show themselves, they're just there. So where do they die? This is something very wonderful, particularly cobras. When they want to die, when they know they should die, they will withdraw, find one perch somewhere and go sit there, and they won't eat. For over 18 to 20 days, they will not eat anything and sit in the same place, and they'll die there. At one time, out of misplaced compassion, I brought down these cobras because I knew where they would be sitting. I would pick them up, bring them and try to force feed them, try to put some food into them and do something about it. But do what you want, they won't accept a little bit of food. If you leave them, again they go and sit in the same place and they will die there quietly. I'm saying a crawling creature has that much awareness, knows how long this body should be on and when it should go. Similarly, your life and every other life has this consciousness as to when it should exit this body, either because we broke the body in some way or because simply the necessary intensity in the body doesn't exist anymore to sustain life. A life decides when to leave. It's not like you think about it and you decide, not that kind of decision. In its own way, not with thought. Many decisions about who you are is not decided by your thought, it's simply made, isn't it? Like that, a life decides when to leave. As long as it's here, we will do everything to preserve it and to hold it and keep it with us because we cherish and value that life. But once it leaves, we must respect that, because that life has chosen to leave.
Life and death are deeply intertwined in Hindu philosophy. Unlike many belief systems where death is seen as the end, Hinduism perceives it as a passage, one phase in the endless cycle of birth, death and rebirth, known as samsara. Through funeral rituals known as antyesti, the soul is guided on its journey beyond this world, ensuring it moves forward in peace, seeking ultimate liberation, moksha. Hindu funeral rites begin the moment a person passes away. It is believed that in the final moments, chanting sacred mantras like Om Namo Narayana or the name of Lord Rama helps the departing soul find solace. Family members gather around offering prayers, whispering blessings and placing sacred basil leaves in the mouth of the deceased. Ganga Jal or holy water from the sacred river Ganges is also given, believed to cleanse sins and provide divine passage to the afterlife. Once the soul has left the body, the physical remains are prepared for the final journey. The body is washed thoroughly with purified water, sometimes mixed with cow's milk or turmeric, signifying spiritual cleansing. Men are dressed in simple white garments, while women, if married, are sometimes adorned in their wedding attire, signifying the sacred bond they shared in life. The forehead of the deceased is often marked with sandalwood paste or vibhuti, and their hands are positioned in a gesture of prayer. It is then placed on a bamboo stretcher, wrapped in a white cloth symbolizing detachment from worldly possessions. As preparations continue, loved ones gather around offering final respects. A priest or purohit recite mantras from the Vedas, invoking the blessings of the gods and ancestors. The air fills with the sound of sacred chants, a reminder that the journey of the soul is now beyond earthly control. The body is then carried to the cremation ground, known as the Shamshana. Traditionally, this is done by close male relatives, while others follow in silent mourning. Along the way, the procession chants Ram Naam Satya Hai, a solemn reminder that only the name of God is eternal. At the cremation ground, the eldest son, or the closest male kin, takes on the sacred responsibility of lighting the funeral pyre. This ritual is known as Mukhagni, meaning offering the first flame to the mouth. The fire symbolizes purification and release as the body returns to its five elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. As the flames rise, priests chant Vedic verses, ensuring the soul's smooth passage into the afterlife. It is believed that during this time, the departed soul lingers near, observing its own departure. In some traditions, a ritual is performed where the eldest son cracks the skull using a wooden stick, symbolizing the release of the soul from the body. Once the body has turned to ash, the mourning family does not leave immediately. They stay, offering prayers, waiting for the fire to die down. It is only after the flames have subsided that they return home, following strict mourning customs. While cremation is the traditional Hindu practice, small babies and young children are not burned. Instead, they are buried, often near sacred rivers, under trees, or in holy places. This is because Hinduism believes that children under a certain age are pure souls, untouched by karma. They have not lived long enough to accumulate sins or worldly attachments. Fire in Hindu tradition is seen as a purifier, needed to cleanse the soul of its past deeds before rebirth. Since babies are already pure, cremation is considered unnecessary. 3 days after the cremation, the family returns to collect the ashes. These remains are gathered with great care and immersed in a sacred river, preferably the Ganges. This ritual, known as Asthi Visarjan, is believed to grant the soul final purification. It is believed that through these offerings, the soul gains nourishment for its onward journey and attains peace in the ancestral realm. By the 13th day, known as Teravi, a final ritual and feast are held. Family and friends gather to celebrate the life of the departed, praying for the peaceful transition into the afterlife. Hindu funeral rites are not just about bidding farewell. They are about guiding the soul, honoring ancestors, and understanding that life is but a fleeting moment in the vast cosmic cycle. And so, as the flames rise and the chants echo in the distance, the soul journeys onward, carried by the prayers of the living into the unknown realm beyond.